They came upon a tract of cheerless semi-desert of grey sand and low-lying hills on the horizon, which changed from charcoal grey to palest azure where they lay against the sky. Approximately 240 million years ago, this plain upon which we are now standing would have been a vast marshland where prehistoric monsters such as Strathiocephalus would have blundered among the ferns and palm-like trees, knee-deep in cool, clear water, said the Colonel. Hare narrowed his eyes, but he had quite forgotten how to imagine anything green and lush. He tried very hard, but could only see swirling dust devils racing over the sun-baked earth. Bother, he said, it just seems impossible. Never lose the feeling for history, my friend, said the Colonel, bending down to pick up a stone. Here is a fossil, a fern turned to stone from another age. Amazing, said Crawler, leaning upon Lion and panting. Dear me, you are all tired, cried the Colonel, and calling up Oliphant, who trotted smartly up to them, and who crunched away at the cracknel with great gusto, though it stuck to his teeth and made him pull such silly faces that the animals had to laugh. Out came a gay umbrella and 4 neat folding chairs. The canvas bag of cool water was unstrapped, and the sandwiches set out on the camper table. No need to dress for dinner out here, the Colonel said, and he invited them to sit down and help themselves. All this area needs is water to turn it back to its former beauty. Visit us in a few years' time, and you may be sitting in a green pasture. Man only needs the will to create a paradise. Piped water could come from the Orange River and change the whole face of this area, said the Colonel. Cinderella, with her dusty shoes, could yet go to the ball with a green velvet cloak and flowers in her hair, cried Hare. Hooray, cried Crawler, and gave a cucumber sandwich to Oliphant, who was hovering round the table with a hopeful air. When they returned at dusk, they found some new arrivals at the hotel. Hare thought he saw a familiar slouch hat. Don't look now, said Crawler, but do you see what I see? They watched as a tall figure walked slowly up the stairs. As he climbed, his boots struck sparks in the gloom. They both ran out onto the veranda, and there, parked across the road under a pepper tree, was a stolen vehicle. It was covered in dust, but was otherwise unharmed. Tomorrow I shall send a telegram to Brer Rabbit to meet us in Cape Town and recover his precious van, said Hare. Just before dinner, a loud, very long, and very sustained yell came from the direction of the hall. Polly had once more found a victim. He had extended his friendly, trusting head towards Lucifer and been rewarded with an equally trusting finger. Crunch! A pair of steely Polly jaws had closed with machine-like precision upon its pink, unfamiliar form. The cage swung wildly from side to side as the battle for the finger began. Polly gripped the bar with equally steely claws and bit harder to maintain a firm hold. Call the Colonel, cried Miss Prim. Polly has another victim. If only they would learn not to trust him. Oh dear, oh dear. Lucifer was at a complete loss what to do. He tried unseating the bird, but this only made the game more painful. So he remained still, eyeing Polly in suffering silence and waiting to be rescued. I shall sue, he kept repeating through clenched teeth. For their last cent, he continued. Well, well, said Crawler, strolling in nonchalantly. Making friends with dear Carruthers, I see. Ah! Cried Lucifer. What's that rotten old frog doing here? Toad, you got it wrong. I'm a toad and proud of it. I sang for you once, remember. You fixed my whistle very kindly. Did I? Said Lucifer, frowning. And now I see you in a tight spot too, said Crawler, and he giggled, while Polly's hot little eyes glared fiercely at the offending finger down his cruel little beak. Colonel Tilden was evidently found and came in with some ice cream on the end of a spoon. "This will cool his temper down," he said happily. "It's this hot weather that makes him so grumpy." "I don't care for ice cream," said Lucifer, screwing up his face and turning away. "It's not for you, sir, but for my lovely Polly here. There, my old sugar plum, partake of your favourite treat and let go of the nasty man." Polly eyed the ice cream, and his feathers sank back to a flat position once more. He wavered and then let go. Without a backward glance at his victim, he strode across the bar and coolly sipped the ice cream from the spoon. Lucifer did not stay for dinner. In the dining room the candles blazed on all the tables, and Polly was in his element, entertaining the guests. He kept bobbing up and down on his perch, with the bustle and excitement of it all. "A room with a view, and you," he sang.